Oh, hello. I kind of look like Billy Butcher from The Boys right now. The hair is messy. The beard is messy. Feeling messy. I should probably have showered before this because I'm like looking at myself right now and I'm kind of looking like haggard. But whatever. I like promised myself I would film this today, and so I'm going to keep the promise. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Um, it is a beautiful Thursday here in Barcelona. I have spent the first part of my day catching up on one of my favorite TikTokers, Princess Milky. Princess Milky, if by chance you ever saw this, I just literally, you're so funny. You're literally one of the funniest people that's ever existed in the whole history of humankind. And whenever I feel the depths of my soul reaching to a place where I'm like, I need to be reminded about humor and joy, I go watch your videos and I literally haha and then I hee hee and then I like giggle and then I'm like, wow, that was just literally excellent. Had a crazy dream last night that I was fighting with my mom, and we never fight. So, mom, if you see this, what's going on? I had a wonderful birthday. For those wondering, I basically, I slayed. I came to the table just looking fine, fierce, and fabulous. I kind of just ate it up, like was literally just the whole day like, wow, can't believe I'm just in a montage of my life. I was like eating this, I was eating that. I was fielding calls, I was responding to text messages, I was going bop, 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 beep, beep, beep. Everyone on here was so nice to me, so I just had a fabulous day. So thanks for being so wonderful, everyone. I have been feeling kind of sick lately. I've been feeling puffy. Do I look puffy? I kind of do, don't I? I look kind of like puffy. Maybe it's because I just woke up like kind of recently, but also maybe it's because I'm like ill. But who knows? Like, who knows? Who knows? Who knows anymore about anything ever? Let's see. So I had a lovely birthday. My new friend was in town who I met through my best friend, and we three spent the day together gallivanting around Barcelona, which was lovely. I had delicious food and opened wonderful presents and got to walk all around this beautiful, fantastic city, which was really nice. And I saw the movie, what's it called? A Quiet Place, Day One, starring Lupita Nyong'o, who I love, and then also starring, isn't his name Joseph Quinn? I want to say it's Joseph Quinn, the guy who you probably know as Eddie from Stranger Things. I thought that the movie was fantastic. Spoiler warning for like the next minute, so if you want to skip a minute ahead if you haven't seen it yet. I really loved the ending. I loved the theme of the song Feeling Good by Nina Simone, and I loved how Lupita's character, again, spoiler warning, so if you want to skip ahead, it's okay. I loved how Lupita's character was able to choose her demise on her own terms. At first, I was feeling kind of like depressed that they didn't end up together, but I think I have this like weird, like, I don't know what it is, like a bias or like a need for like everything to end happily instead of just being able to sit with the discomfort and pain of something ending bad. But I thought it was so good. It was so much scarier than the first two. Did you guys notice that? I felt that the first two Quiet Place movies, while also excellent, this was probably my favorite of the three, The Quiet Place Day One. But I felt like the first two weren't as jump scare. I didn't feel as many of the elements of horror in them as I felt in this one. This one felt like actually pretty terrifying. There were just, especially the whole opening scene, it was so much more loud and bombastic and so much more like she would have like a dream or a vision and then there's something would jump out and I would like jump in my seat. Which I wonder like how they make those decisions to make things scarier. But overall, great movie. Thought it was a very interesting plot. Those New Yorkers, I knew they were cooked. Like, literally, they're so loud. I also saw this really funny tweet that was like, the reason there's no gay people in A Quiet Place is because y'all can't stop yapping. And I was like, wow, true, I would be out day one. I really loved it, though. I thought it was just so funny. That tweet was so funny. I thought the movie was just so well done, so somber, so beautiful, so tender, especially the moment when they were doing the silent performance inside the cafe where her dad used to perform. That was like heartbreaking, and I felt like the movie was kind of short. Did you guys feel like that? I felt like it went by so fast. I don't know. Was it shorter than the other ones? Anyways, I love that trilogy so much. I love that we also got the little like Easter egg of some of the people that we know are alive in Quiet Place Part 2 that we saw from A Quiet Place 1. Like the boat people, remember one of the guy who's in everything. He's in Gladiator, he's in all the different things. So that was exciting to see him. Let's see. So my birthday was great. My best friend's birthday was also great. We had a fabulous time. Me and her friend and her just spent the day eating at delicious restaurants, going around the city. We saw the movie Inside Out 2, which again, spoiler warning for those who haven't seen it. I thought it was very well done. I haven't seen Inside Out 1 and gosh, it feels like 10 years or something. But I felt like this movie was very tender, very loving, very smart. An excellent way for young people, actually people of all ages, to really be able to decipher, analyze, and understand their emotions, which I think is just so important. And I liked the additions of anxiety, ennui, embarrassment. I loved the little cameos of nostalgia. That was so funny. Yeah, I just thought it was really well done. I thought it was funny, and the only thing that one of our friends brought up that I think is a good point is that Riley seems to not be really faced with any consequences for her action at the end. She's just kind of immediately forgiven, which maybe is a beautiful message about forgiveness, but also maybe doesn't necessarily send the best message about like if you do things to hurt other people, you'll just immediately be forgiven. But you know, she's like a kid, so maybe it's also just like not trying to be like so intense. But yeah, I just think that the voice actors did great. Maya Hawke, who is Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter, plays anxiety, and I felt like it was a very accurate representation of how anxiety can be a totalitarian force that takes over your body and your life. So I really appreciated that. I thought that whole performance was very witty. I loved the animations, loved the drawing. I'm really curious if people have thoughts or ideas of what Riley's big secret is. I personally think it's that she is a lesbian, but I think everyone's a lesbian, so I don't know. But it just seemed like, why would they have, like, what big secret could, like, this girl have? And then, not to, like, stereotype, but she's, like, obsessed with hockey. And, like, she, like, when she's talking about her male crush, who's, like, this video game character, she's like, oh, he's so cute, and that male crush is very feminine. But then when she's talking about any of the females in the movie, she's like, oh my god, they're like the coolest person ever, and they're so beautiful, and they have this amazing hair, and they're so cool. And I was like, ooh, it's giving gay. So I love that for her, and I hope that's her journey. I wonder if they would ever even explore that in an Inside Out movie, because in this one she's 13, so in the next one, I guess they do it like every 10 years. So will the next one she be like 18 or 23 or something? So maybe they'll do like her going to college or her going to high school, navigating first crushes, navigating dating. It would be super interesting if they did like that would be like such a crazy, wild, fascinating thing for Pixar to tackle. I mean, what a like way forward for LGBTQ plus rights to like have a character like really openly navigating with their sexuality and coming to terms with either being gay or bisexual or lesbian or maybe somewhere on the spectrum, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're trans, I don't know. Any of those things would be super interesting for Riley's character. But yeah, I thought Inside Out 2 was really lovely. The birthday, besides that, was really great. We had great food, went all around, saw some culture, ate some things. Let's see, what else has been going on? Me and my best friend are thinking about starting a YouTube show, which I'm really excited about, where we're gonna talk about different films and television shows that we love. So I'm really excited about that. I think we're gonna try to even film the first one this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. I've been, excuse me, you're getting like the really raw, unedited me with bedhead. I feel like I just really love the casual nature of Trixie and Katya's show. And not that I could ever emulate something like them, because I feel like that would take like a whole studio and editors and all these things. But I like the idea of just two best friends coming together to just talk about whatever they want to talk about. So I think we're going to try that this weekend. And so hopefully you'll have something new here soon to binge from us. Let's see what else is going on. My time in Spain is drawing to a close, which I feel a bit like sad about, but also my funds are drawing to a close as well. So I'm excited to be able to save a little bit of money this fall. Basically what I plan on doing, which I don't know if this will happen, is moving back to Spain full time starting next year after this job that I have. So in the winter, I have this very interesting job starting in January of 2025, where I will be on a sea vessel going on a voyage around the world to see 10 different countries, which I'm really excited about. It still can't really fully believe that I'm doing this. Also, I'm filming this like with the lighting from my window in my apartment. So it looks like I'm just like very weirdly staring out of my apartment window. So I'm sure my neighbors across the way are like, what is he doing? But yeah, so let me see. So so I'm excited about that, but also just like nervous. I have to like organize all of the visa stuff with that, which I don't know when or how I'm gonna do, but at some point I will do that when I'm home. And then I'm going to be applying for the visas to come back here, and so hopefully everything works out and then I can live here full time. Maybe I could even make a video on how to do that for people who are interested in moving abroad. There's also really been interesting conversations around over tourism in Barcelona specifically that I think are really important to be having. And I think that I just want to be really cognizant that any like money that I'm putting into the economy here is like to people who like live here. So like I want to be making sure that I'm like renting from someone who that it's like part of their livelihood is like renting an apartment. Like I want to make sure that I'm like only shopping at local places, that I'm learning the local dialects, being sure that I'm learning Catalan, and then also learning the type of Spanish that is spoken here, which is often called Castilian. But then I went on a date with a guy and he was like, no one calls it Castilian or Castellano. So obviously still a lot left to learn, but I just want to make sure that I'm being really thoughtful in the way that I'm occupying space here. I also am Spanish, like my family comes from Spain, so I feel slightly less complicated about occupying space here than I maybe would in another country that I don't have origins to, because I know that they have ways for you to get visas here, which I'm gonna go a different route, but they have ways for you to get visas here if you have Spanish ancestry. And I know that my great grandparents are from Spain, and that after that they went to Puerto Rico, and then after that to the United States. So I feel like in some ways I'm like reconnecting with my cultural roots, and I feel like I should be able to do that. Like, why should I not be able to reconnect with my cultural roots? But at the same time, I also really understand the conversations around over tourism, and I would never want to contribute towards the tourification of a place. And so I also want to just making sure that I'm like reading a lot and learning a lot about how to be as respectful as possible. One of the things that I'm learning a lot about the complaints of over tourism is really like a disrespectful nature to the tourism, where people are, publicly intoxicated, are screaming at all hours of the night, making noise. And like, I just already feel like I go to bed at 9 p.m. and I don't drink. So already check there. But just like the ways that tourists come here and like treat it as kind of their playground or their like party vacation. And I definitely don't do that. So I already feel a little alleviated in that regard. But yeah, I do think that there's still obviously a lot to learn, and through language classes, through continuing my Spanish education, my Catalan education, I want to really get to a place where I hopefully am in the near future fluent in those languages and can exist in such a way that my existence here only helps and doesn't hurt or doesn't take, that I give back, that I'm only helping. So at least that's my intention. Let's see what else. 15 minutes in. I'm gonna try to go to 27 minutes. I'm feeling a little self-conscious about the way I look today. And I'm not sitting on a pillow today, so my legs are falling asleep a little faster. So I might separate this into 2 clips. But let's see, what else? I also have caught up on season 4 of The Boys. I think also just like this process of recording vlogs as often as possible is just good practice for me for talking to the camera for a long period of time. And I think over time, I'll just get better and better at it. I'm not going to be perfect at it right away. It's probably going to take some time for me to get to a place where I really feel like I'm doing like a stellar job, but you can't get anywhere unless you practice, practice makes perfect. The time proven adage. But I just recently finished season 4 of The Boys, and that show gives me anxiety. People are joking in the comments that I look like Billy Butcher, which I kind of do look like him, which is kind of funny. I look like the young, maybe like the boyhood version of him. But I do think all the actors on that show are quite incredible. I did hear some like troubling things about Anthony Starr being like an on-set bully, which is so sad, that he might be mirroring his evil character on the show. I feel like the show though just gives me so much anxiety. Does that show not give you anxiety? Like, it's just so violent and so over the top. And I get what they're doing. Like, I know that a lot of it is meant to be a sort of political takedown of both like our obsession with superheroes, but then also like celebrity culture in general, the commodification of celebrity culture. I'm gonna stretch out my leg. I know that it's meant to be about the commodification of celebrity culture, about the distrust of politicians, about, sort of like a takedown of like the MAGA right, but also a takedown of the left, of the complicity of the parts of the left that are just as establishment as all other political classes. So I think that it does a lot of really interesting things. Also, you know what? I could also just hold the phone and like record. Hold on, let me try that. Do I want to stop the video though? Yeah. Well, if I do it like this, I can be like much more comfortable while I record, but then the downside is that maybe the lighting's not as good. Maybe it's better for me to be like sitting in full frame, but I also haven't had my coffee yet today or a shower, so I'm feeling perhaps willing to just be more like, what's the word? Wow, I can't believe that's what I look like. More like, I can't think of the correct word. More like, low-key, I guess. But yeah, I feel like the show, it's just like this type of intensity that I don't necessarily like. It like, I think sometimes is really overly bombastic, and it takes itself to, it just goes too far in a way that I don't think is necessary for the points it's trying to make. And then I think sometimes it can actually be maybe even reductive or like making light of something that's actually really serious. But yeah, I'm really curious to know what you guys think of that show. Let's see. Another thing that I've been thinking about a lot is getting older, and how on my birthday, like, I don't really necessarily feel sadness about birthdays, but I did feel this pang of realization of like my age feeling so serious and like kind of a scary age. I don't know, I was just like, wow, like I thought that I might have achieved more in my life at this point. I thought I might be further along. I thought that I might have done more with my gifts. I thought I might have published more, made more, and I had to just kind of reel that back and accept that things take the time that they take, and that it's okay if I'm not necessarily where I want to be. But that was definitely something that I was kind of battling with on my birthday itself. That evening, just feeling like, oh my gosh, this feels weird to like be having so much time that's passed, but at the same time being so young and having so much time left. I do think it's quite fascinating how humans have evolved to be able to conceptualize of the past and the future, and how we let that just torture us and just give us constant anxiety. Let's see. So that last clip was 15 minutes, and now we're at 3 minutes here. Okay, let's see. What else can I tell you about? What else would be interesting? I feel like I've been definitely taking a major pause with dating. There is, let me see if I can even like, can I hold the camera, or it'll probably be too shaky. Oh my gosh, it's so shaky. Maybe I'll do something like this. Ooh, hello, Billy Butcher. Maybe when I'm in CapCut though, it'll like stabilize it. This feels a little bit too like we're in the field vlogging. I actually look kind of cute. Do I? Okay, no, let's set it back up. I need to just get like a proper stand, and I need to like drink my coffee and shower before, so I can just like, you know, sit all the way through. I feel like, ooh, this is kind of a vibe because of the guy in the background. I need to also trim my beard. It's getting way too long. That's crazy. What was I talking about? My birthday, getting old, being old, just being old and fabulous, but also being young and having so much time. And I think that I've just been feeling not necessarily not motivated, but I don't feel the fire and intensity that I've felt in previous eras, maybe. And so part of me is worried that it's forever gone, when I know that in fact things come back, things take time, things ebb and flow, energies come into your life and energies leave your life, and that I might just not be in a period of time where I'm feeling so much energy towards creation. I say that, but then I like still make TikToks really regularly. I still post on YouTube really regularly. I have taken like a pronounced break from Substack and Medium though, which I hope to rectify soon. I think also lately I've been feeling a bit of struggle with self-comparison. I think that for the most part, I'm not really a jealous person. I'm mostly like I'm happy for other people as they succeed, because I know that there's room for all of us on the mountaintop. One of my most popular Substack essays is on that topic. And I really believe that. Like, I believe that there's enough abundance in the universe for all of us, and someone else's success does not mean your failure. But I think sometimes when people are in my same niche, or when they talk about the same things I do, or when they are able to execute on similar ideas to mine, but just more flawlessly, maybe they're better editors, or they're better at visuals or effects, that does sometimes occupy my mind in a way where I'm like, wow, why can't I be better at that? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, there's this TikToker who predominantly posts about Game of Thrones. Like, she's really good. She's amazing. She deserves all the success that she's gotten. And sometimes when I see her videos, I get this feeling of, what if I had worked harder, or researched more, or thought of more original ideas about the show? What if I had somehow just been able to come up with something more interesting, or been able to have a breakdown that was more thoughtful, or been able to put more time into it, more effort into it, more edits into it? And then I just see how fast her account grows, and I feel this mix of immense happiness for her, but also of, it's not even like sadness for myself. It's like just kind of beating myself up of like, why didn't I do more? Why didn't I do more? I could have very easily put more time or effort into X video or Y video. And then I just will sometimes feel this kind of pang of maybe I could have done a better job. So I definitely will sometimes deal with that. And then of course there's also this, less so, but I do have some friends who have become famous influencers, like properly famous. And they are much more beautiful than I am, much more attractive, much more, conforming to all of the, I shouldn't even say conforming, they just like genetically look like the European beauty standard. And sometimes, especially if it's a person who posts similar things to me, I will get this feeling of like, wow, like if I looked a certain way, would my life look differently? Like, would I be more successful if I was just thinner, or more facially symmetric, or had better this feature, better that feature. That one more passes because it's like it's something that's out of my control, whereas like how hard I work or what I create, I feel like is more in my wheelhouse. So I feel like it's easier to kind of judge myself if it's the quality base versus like something that's just like part of your nature. It's like I can't really change easily how I look without tons of plastic surgery, and I don't want to. I like the way I look. I think I'm beautiful as I am. I think that I'm enough even when I'm scruffy and haven't showered yet and have bedhead. Like I think that I'm still enough. So I think maybe I've healed on some of the external things, but I think some of the drive, ambition I worry about. So that's definitely been something that's on my mind. And let's see, what else? It's July. I heard just a weird knock outside my door, which was kind of creepy. It's July, and I feel, something that also has been on my mind is my former best friend and I had this like weird exchange on my birthday where I didn't know if I was going to message her and be like, hey, it's my birthday, because we normally never miss birthdays. Like, we're so good about it. Like, even if we've never really, the thing is, we never really fought. Like, during the first 10 years of our friendship, we never had a fight. And then we had this one big falling out thing, this one big rupture. And since then, it's just been really awkward. This was about like 2 years ago. And we still, during birthdays, Christmases, big holidays, always message each other, always send like, good vibes to each other. But this one was the first time that she didn't message me, and I didn't know what to make of that. I didn't know if that meant something bad. Like, does this mean the friendship is like going somewhere that I don't want it to go, or that she's like maybe like trying to not message as a way to like make us just sort of drift more naturally. I don't know. I was like projecting all these weird things onto it. And so then I made a decision that I don't know if it was the right one, where I was just like, hey, like it's our tradition to message each other on birthday. So I just wanted to let you know that I had a good birthday. Here's what I did. Wish you were here. I know you would love it here. I tried to just send like a really positive message. But I think I accidentally made her feel bad because she had forgotten. And then I like didn't accomplish what I was trying to accomplish, because then I just like created an anxious interaction where she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I just wanted to like keep our tradition alive. I wanted to keep watering the plant of our relationship, even if I'm not really sure like what we are at this moment. But yeah, so that's definitely been something that's on my mind as well, where I just don't really know what's happening there. And I hope that one day we're able to fully heal the rupture that we have. But at the same time, my life is also so full at the moment. I love my job. I love my best friend. I love my family. Like, I love like how I spend my days, but I just also feel this like unresolved feeling. And then also I just really miss that person. We were so close for so many years, and it feels strange. The infrequency with which we communicate with each other, because we were just so close for so long. And so yeah, that does sometimes get me. Let's see, what else? I think we're coming up on our last minute, because we're 15 minutes before, 11 minutes now. That would be 26. Okay. I think I might be getting a little sick too, which is also why I look a mess. Looking a mess, girl. Ugh. Ooh. Also looking kind of sexy though. I don't care what anyone says, I'm gorgeous. But the last thing I want to say is I hope that you're having a good week. I hope that life is bringing you love and connection and friendship and good vibes. And I just am wishing you well. I know things are, just so crazy right now for the planet, for so many of us. Apartments are getting more expensive. Wages are going down. Prices are going up. The economy is getting worse. The Trump-Biden stuff, I just don't even know where to begin on that. The election coming up. I know there's so many things to be anxious about, and so I hope that, if anything, this could be like a little respite from the anxieties of the world. And I hope you just know that the universe loves you, you are supported, you are held. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm rooting for you. Even if we don't know each other, I'm sending, right now in this moment, I'm sending love, I'm sending energy. Let's feel it together. That was the energy beams, so receive it. I'm sending you energy beams. I love you. You got this. We're gonna crush this week, babe. We're gonna crush this week. I could totally be Billy Butcher. I could totally be Billy Butcher. I could be like, Mom, Billy Butcher. Billy Butcher. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, actually, bye. No, love you.